welcome to the Ozarks Sports Report. For today's show, we're going to be covering high school football, as well as a preview for college football, minor league baseball, Major League Baseball, and we'll wrap it up with the NFL. Starting off with high school football, Lamar took down Cassville 28-0 on Friday night. Cooper Lucas utilized a solid block by his offensive line for an early 6-0 Lamar lead on an opening drive that lasted 6 minutes. Lamar increased their lead to an 8 on a 2-point conversion halfway through the first quarter as well. Cassville quarterback Shannon Haney scampered for a 38-yard run on the first play of the Wildcat season, but Haney's run was called back due to a hold. Cassville was forced to punt after a few incompletions. Lamar's running back Trevor Medlin ripped through the Cassville defense before a second 2-point conversion made it 22-0 Tigers. Lamar rushed for 367 yards on 44 carries while collecting its 19 first downs. Stuart McCarris tallied 85 yards on 17 carries. Cassville totaled 187 yards with 159 rushing yards and 28 passing yards. Lamar extends their win streak to 36 games. On to Webb City and Carl Junction. Webb City takes down Carl Junction 27-12. After a competitive first half, Webb City's defense didn't allow a point throughout the entire second half in a top 10 showdown. Deron Henderson opened up the second half with a 73-yard touchdown run on the third play of scrimmage. From then on, Webb City's defense settled in. Webb City led Carl Junction to 268 yards. 80 of them came on an impressive touchdown run by junior quarterback Joe Kennedy in the first half. Kennedy rushed for 97 yards to go along with 117 passing yards. He was responsible for both Carl Junction's scores. Raekwon Weston, who rushed for 1,643 yards last year, was held to just 25 yards on 11 carries. Carl Junction turned over the ball 4 times, while Webb City turned over the ball just once. Kickapoo knocks down Parkview 45-19. Junior Mason Auer put on a show for the Chiefs against Parkview. Auer helped keep Kickapoo in the driver's seat where both teams took their best shots on offense. Kickapoo scored their final 17 points to put Parkview away. Auer finished the night with 165 yards on 18 carries to go with 15 of 18 passing for 176 yards without an interception thrown. Dalton Coates had 52 rushing yards and a score plus a 61-yard touchdown reception in the first half. Parkview's quarterback Trevor Boyce had 2 touchdown passes completing 14 of 21 passes for 125 yards on the night. Josh Schreider made it 45-19 on a 32-yard field goal late in the third quarter for the deciding score of the game. Forsyth opens their season with a 38-0 win over Kansas City Northeastern to make it their first win for Forsyth's football program. Down to Christian County, where Nixa knocked off Willard 41-27. Sean Sample mowed down the Willard defense, rushing for 306 yards and 2 touchdowns on 24 carries and totaling 421 yards overall. Nixa led 21-14 at the intermission, but after a scoreless third quarter, Willard knotted it all up at 21 early in the fourth quarter on an 18-yard touchdown catch by Kenny Chambers. Chambers had 9 catches for 122 yards along with 2 touchdowns. Quentin Batson went 22 for 29 for 244 yards with 2 touchdowns for Willard, while Jack Sanders went 6 for 8 for 132 yards as well as 2 touchdowns for the Eagles. Garrett Rice caught passes for 67 yards for Nixa. On to the college football preview. First up for Southwest Baptist University. The Bearcats of SBU will begin the 2017 season ranked number 18 in the NCAA Division II, as released by the AFCA, the American Football Coaches Association preseason coaches poll. The ranking is the second highest ever ranking in program history. The Bearcats finished the 2016 season 10-2, earning their first ever conference championship and NCAA playoff appearance. SBU returned several key players from an offense that was ranked 10th in the season last season led by GLBC Player of the Year TJ Edwards, who threw for 3,242 yards with 34 touchdowns to just 7 interceptions while also gaining 685 yards and 10 touchdowns on the ground. In total, the Bearcats will return 17 starters off of last season's squad, including Edwards, Kendrick Payne, Cassian Foreman, Sammy Zekaraj, Connor Still, D'Angelo Tucker, Braden Bird, Bryson Gagnon, Mygius Dennis, and Quinlan Gaines, who were either first or second team All-GLBC honors last season. The Bearcats will open the 2017 season on August 31st at Eastern New Mexico University in Portales, New Mexico at 8 p.m. On to Missouri Southern State University, picked to finish 10th by the media and 11th by the coaches when the MIAA released its preseason polls at Children's Mercy Park in Kansas City. The Lions finished the 2016 season with a frustrating 2-9 overall record and in 10th place in the final MIAA standings. Southern brings back 33 letter winners, including 16 starters, 8 on offense and 8 on defense. Northwest Missouri State was picked at number 1 in both the media and coaches polls. The Lions will open the 2017 season at home against Fort Hays State out of Hays, Kansas at Fred G. Hughes Stadium in Joplin on August 31st at 7 o'clock. On to Evangel University, picked 4th to finish in the HAAC preseason coaches poll that was released in late July. The Crusaders, who are coming off a 4-7 season in which they finished 4th in the Heart South Division, 2016 Heart Division champions Baker and Grandview were picked to repeat, earning all 5 possible votes, as coaches are not allowed to vote for their own team. Missouri Valley earned the other first-place vote, while Mid-American Nazarene was picked to finish 3rd this season. Central Methodist was picked to finish 5th behind Evangel. Evangel will open the 2017 season at Grandview University in Des Moines, Iowa on Thursday night with kickoff starting at 6 p.m. The Crusaders will open their home portion of the season on September 9th at Tiger Stadium in Ozarks against Peru State. As we switch gears on to Missouri State, under the direction of third-year head coach Dave Steckel, 95 players reported to camp on July 26th, led by the first-team selections Malik Earl, Dion Holloman, and Colby Isbell. Missouri State placed 5 players on the Missouri Valley Football Conference 27 preseason team, the 10-member conference announced on July 24th. Earl, a senior from Oklahoma City, hauled in a team high 41 receptions for 534 yards and 3 touchdowns for MSU in 2016 to earn honorable mention all MVFC recognition. Camden, Arkansas product Holloman has been a first-team All-MVFC pick as one of the top FCS return specialists in each of the last 2 seasons, was ranked 7th in the FCS in combined kick return yardage at 119.6 yards per game, after topping the 100-yard mark for kickoff returns in 4 different contests. For Rogers, Arkansas native Isbell, who started at 11 games on the Bears' defensive line last fall, logging 33 total tackles and team highs of 6.5 sacks, 12 tackles for loss, and quarterback hurries. He also broke up 3 passes and forced a fumble, while ranking 6th in both TFL and sacks along the MVFC citation. After finishing last season at 4-7, the Bears will hope to get on a strong start when they open the 2017 season when they take on Missouri at Farrow Field in Columbia on September 2nd at 11:30 a.m. After finishing the year at just 2-6 in the SEC and 4-8 overall, Missouri looks to leave the disappointments of 2016 in the past and start fresh. With Barry Odom returning to Columbia for his first season as the Tigers head coach, he would look to rebound and get a strong start in the tough and highly competitive SEC conference. The Tigers will open the 2017 season at Farrow Field in Columbia against Missouri State on September 2nd at 11:30 a.m. After finishing 3-5 in conference play and 7-6 overall last season, the Razorbacks will look to start the season off fresh. off fresh, starts with high hopes for a potential 10-win season and contention in the SEC West Division. However, Brett Bielema's Razorbacks is losing some depth at key positions. Would another mediocre season be enough to keep Bielema around in 2018? It's possible. Following a season which Arkansas allowed about 221 yards per game through the air, 3 starters in the secondary return. Add Ryan Pulley as a potential breakout star as a junior cornerback. Henry Tolliver is returning his senior season as a returning starter at the other corner of the gridiron. Add in senior DeAndre Coley, who had 26 total tackles at safety in 2016. The 2017 Razorbacks would be a team to compete in the SEC, but it's a tough conference with Alabama, LSU, Florida, and Auburn to play in. The Razorbacks will open their season against Florida A&M in Little Rock on August 31st at 7 o'clock. On to minor league baseball. The Cardinals take 2 of 3 from Corpus Christi. Jose Adolis Garcia had hits for 3 times and singled, scoring 3 runs and driving home a couple as the Springfield Cardinals beat the Hooks 8-2 on Sunday. Jacob Wilson homered and singled twice with 2 runs and a pair of RBIs for Springfield. Trailing 2-1, the Cardinals took the lead for good with 5 runs in the 3rd inning. Garcia hit a 2-run double en route for a 4-run lead. The Cardinals later tacked on a run in both the 7th and the 8th innings. In the 7th inning, Wilson hit a solo shot while Andrew Nisner hit a sacrifice fly, scoring Garcia in the 8th. Springfield left-hander Austin Gomer picked up a quality start and the win after allowing 2 runs on 5 hits over 6 2/3 innings. Akeem Bostic received the loss after allowing 6 runs and 9 hits over 2 1/3 innings. For the Hooks, Ryan Burke hit, homered, and singled, driving in 2 runs. Springfield improves to 72-54, while Corpus Christi falls to 57-68 on the season. Northwest Arkansas falls to Frisco 7-1. Northwest Arkansas dropped the deciding game of a 3-game series against the Frisco Rough Riders on Sunday night. The Naturals finished the 6-game road trip with a 1-5 record. Northwest Arkansas tallied the club's lone run in the 4th inning when Jack Lopez singled to lead off the inning and scored all the way from first base after a ground ball was hit to first by Ryan O'Hearn. Logan Moon led the Naturals with a 2-for-3 night with his 12th double of the season. Corey Ray allowed 6 runs on 9 hits and struck out a pair in his 4.2 innings of work. The Riders blew a 2-1 lead with a 5-run 5th inning highlighted by a 2-run homer by Andy Ibanez. Jose Cardona highlighted his 3-for-4 performance with a 2-run home run in the 3rd inning, establishing a 2-0 Riders lead over the Nats. Ariel Jurado provided a quality start, permitting an unearned run on 4 hits in his 6 strong innings of work. Ariel Jurado earned the win for Frisco, while Corey Ray took the loss for Northwest Arkansas. Frisco improves to 54-72, while Northwest Arkansas falls to 61-65. On to Major League Baseball action, the Cardinals fall to the Pirates in the MLB Little League Classic in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. The Cardinals and Pirates spent most of Sunday afternoon serving as honored guests and humbling fans, taking in all the sights and sounds the Little League World Series had to offer. Rookie first baseman Josh Bell got it going when he crushed his 21st homer of the season. Cardinal starter Mike Leake exited the game after allowing 6 runs in 3 innings. His ERA since the beginning of July has risen to 7.24. Jed Jerko put the Redbirds on the board with a 2-run shot, cutting the Pirates' lead to 3-2. Ivan Nova got the win for Pittsburgh, while Mike Leake got the loss for St. Louis. The Pirates will continue their homestand when the Dodgers come to PNC Park, while the Cardinals have an off day today before returning to St. Louis to host the Padres at Busch Stadium. The Cardinals fall to 63-61, while the Pirates improve to 60-64. The Cardinals currently stand at 3rd place at 3.5 games behind the Cubs, while the Pirates stand at 4th place at 6.5 games behind Chicago. On to the other side of the state, the Royals avoid the sweep of the Indians. The Royals got an unexpected boost, which proved important in their 7-4 victory over the Cleveland Indians to avoid a disastrous 3-game sweep. Backups Jorge Bonifacio, Cam Gallagher, Chandler Cuthbert went a combined 7 for 10 with 4 RBIs. Cuthbert got the nod at third base as Mike Moustakas took the DH role and tallied for 2 hits, including his second homer of the year and 3 RBIs. Jason Hamill got the win for Kansas City, while Danny Salazar got the loss for the Indians. The Royals are currently in third place at 62-61, trailing the Cleveland Indians by 6.5 games, while the Indians currently lead the AL Central at 68-54 with a 5.5 game lead over the Twins. The Indians will return to Progressive Field to host the ALS leading Boston Red Sox, while Kansas City will have an off day today before hosting the Rockies. On to NFL action, the Chiefs took down the Bengals 30-12. Rookie quarterback Patrick Mahomes threw a pair of touchdowns, solidifying his spot as Kansas City's backup quarterback, and 3 Chiefs quarterbacks threw for a score on Saturday night against the Cincinnati Bengals. Mahomes went into the role of Alex Smith's backup a week ago and was smooth against the Bengals, who chased him from the pocket and couldn't stop his accurate on-the-move throws. Kansas City scored on each of their first 5 possessions for a 30-9 lead. Smith was 8 of 9 for 83 yards with a touchdown, and Tyler Bray threw an 18-yard touchdown on his first play. The Chiefs piled up 410 yards, including 228 rushing yards. Charkendrick West ran for 113 yards on only 7 carries. The Bengals had to settle for a pair of field goals during Andy Dalton's 3 possessions. He was 7 of 13 for 98 yards with 1 sack. Cincinnati's kicking competition remained all even. Randy Bullock and Jake Elliott have made all of their attempts in 2 games. Bullock connected from 47 and 26 yards on Saturday, while Elliott was good from 32 and 39 yards. Third-round pick Kareem Hunt showed off his versatility, having 8 carries for 40 yards and 3 catches for 20 yards for the Chiefs in his home state of Ohio. Second-round pick Joe Mixon carried the ball 5 times for 13 yards for the Bengals. That's going to wrap up our show for today. We hope that you enjoyed our show, and we hope that you guys will tune into the next one, where we will be talking about our preview for Week 2 in high school football, as well as covering most of college football, as we'll cover minor league baseball, as well as news around college football, and as well as covering the scores from Week 3 of the NFL preseason from the Chiefs, as well as Major League Baseball scores. That's going to be coming up on the next show. And be sure to like us on Facebook at Ozarks Sports Report. Follow us on Twitter at OZKSSPRTSREPRT, which is Ozarks Sports Report on Twitter. And also don't forget to check out our website at ozarksportsreport.wixsite.com/ozarksportsreport. That's going to wrap up our show. We hope to see you guys in the next show. So have a good day, everybody.